Welcome everyone. This is the deck profile for the deck list that we just did a video about. This is the going second Kaido. We got first place back to back on our local gameplay. We get about 20 to 30 people every locals. So this is a good tested deck, and we're really impressed with what he's doing and what he can do. And the fact that you can just go second every time and decide to do just enact your gameplay regardless, because most of the opponents are gonna make you go second anyway, and you yourself choosing to go second, you're basing the whole deck and strategy based on what you can do, and you already based your whole deck about. So let's see some gameplay. This is how Andrew played in the tournament, and you can see some of the different decisions that he made, and allows this deck to be as powerful as it can be. The first game we have is Blue Crocodile versus Kaido. Blue has a really good matchup into purple. Either way, it should be a really interesting matchup here, where you can show how to navigate this matchup. Usually what you want to do is get the 10 drop out as soon as possible, because that card is what's going to allow you to keep the pressure on board, because Blue has no answers for the 10 drop, and allows you to close the game while defending their own slot that eventually they're gonna have. Eventually, after your 10 drop, they're gonna be able to rebuild the board, and you have to keep defending after that and try to win with your 10 drop. So you basically have one big beater, and that one has to get you to the finish line. So as we saw, he had a really good opening with blocker into Sentomaru. He gets to, and he used the blocker because next turn, following this line, he gets to play the 7-drop king on curve, and that would be a disaster if he didn't block. He would get to kill the blocker, kill the Sentomaru, and pretty much do everything. So it was a good block on the opponent's end. Here, Sentomaru allows him to keep 2 energy up. He could swing with the Sentomaru, but I mean, you can still get 1 use, or you force the opponent to play the king and then delay their game plan at least for 2 turns. So, but he opted to attack with the Sentomaru, thinking he's gonna die anyway, so might as well get some value out of it. And here he attacked with the crocodile. Oh, okay, so he played the blocker. He can still get super punished by the 7-drop king. It's a play that is really hard to play around, but if Andrew wants to like really punish him, he gets to attack the Sentomaru. If he doesn't block, I guess the best thing he can do is block as soon as he attacks with the leader. That way he doesn't get any value. So the best play that he could do is actually play the 7-drop, but it doesn't seem like he has it, so it's fine. He plays a queen instead. Usually you don't want to play a card that minuses your energy. Like you should have been able to play the Brachio Bomber. However, I think he didn't have a 10 drop at this spot, so he was digging for it. And the Brachio Bomber, yeah, it can get you to 10 energy next turn, but it doesn't allow you to actually play the card if you don't have it. So you need to actually dig for it. This way, he's had 3 life. He also is representing 2 energy, so he probably wants to take another life and use the Thunder Bagua to ramp again and still be at 10 energy and be able to use the Kaido 10 drop next turn either way. Here, yeah, it seems like that's gonna be the play. He's gonna be using the 2 energy to ramp again. And yeah, going to 2 life with Kaido, at least with the list that we have, is not the biggest deal. Going to 0 life is not the biggest deal, because you have a lot of combo power. We're playing 4 on 4 of the, yeah, exactly the play that I was saying. So you play 4 on 4 of those cards, which allow you to combo most of the attacks. And in this part, this Nico Robin, this Miss All Sunday, doesn't get any value if it blocks, but he's showing 2 energy up right now, so he probably has a Love Beam. Yeah, I saw 1 in his hand, and right now, yeah, I see the 10 drop too, so he's probably gonna just play that one because he doesn't want to give any value out of the Miss All Sunday. So yeah, he doesn't get any value, just 10 drop. And the game plan for the blue player here is probably to develop a big body right now and try to raise the 10 drop. Since he's at a high life total, he uses the love beam to just keep his life up as much as possible, because each swing of the 10 drop is gonna take a life. So you wanna keep like that being the only card that can take a life. And here we see a Gecko Moria. Yeah, he does what he's going for. He's gonna take the Gecko, take a blocker, which each blocker is just another life that you can buy against the 10 drop. So it's pretty good in this spot. He also has the energy to play maybe a Boa Hancock or a Mihawk. Let's see what he goes for. And probably the blocker too. He could attack for more. Yeah, he goes for the for Mihawk. Okay, Mihawk allows him to see more cards if what he has in hand is not good enough. Although I see a Mihawk, which is probably going to be the next play as soon as he plays another queen or something else that can be removed. He's still like a 4 life total, so he's not in any immediate danger of dying. And another blocker means you get even more time, so he just probably wants to play the Mihawk next turn and try to have a big body that Kaido is not going to be able to remove either. And yeah, the blocker, he took the life of the leader. He's a 3 life, I believe. This is a really nice card. This is the reason we're playing this card for the blue matchups. Because yeah, right now he's at 10 done, and he gets to draw a card. And sure, Croc could bounce back that card to the hand, but I already drew a card, so he basically just gets free value, and you -4 to do that effect. So it's a really good card to play against this matchup, most importantly. Blue is a hard matchup for purple for sure. So it's really good to have some cards that actually give you some value in that matchup. And here, I would not agree as much. I think the best play to be done here is just to play the Mihawk right now and just get some value. But maybe he wanted to cycle some cards. He drew something that he didn't want. For example, the Jinbei doesn't do anything in this matchup really. So okay, oh, he keeps the Mihawk, so he's planning probably to play it next turn. And he has he out combo 2k doesn't do enough against Kaido. I would have considered to either do 5 or 10. I mean 5 or 7, but 6 is a weak number against Kaido because they have infinite amount of you see, he attacked for 7 and he took it, because a 7 is a number that you're probably gonna take alive, or you're gonna have to discard 2 cards, which is not optimal in any way. So yeah, it's better to attack either for 7 or for 5. Those are the magical numbers against Kaido. You see, he didn't even bounce back this guy, the 6 drop, because it's free value. You don't want to do that. And Andrew's going after the board because it's out of hand at this point. There's too many cards that he needs to attack with, that he needs to defend. And Kaido, yeah, he has a good defense, but white boards will kill the deck if nothing is done about it. He uses the queen here. He draws the field spell and just immediately gets rid of it because any extra ones are dead. And he's in a good spot right now. The board is mostly clear. He has a good blocker, and the opponent doesn't have much pressure. He's gonna drop the Mihawk, however, and get rid of the queen, which is an excellent play. And he probably should stay back with the Gecko Moria, take 1 turn off, take that hit, maybe even bounce back the 6 drop because it's good pressure. But let's see what he does. He goes for he attacks with the Gecko Moria. Okay. He took a 2k for that. You see, another 2k. So 6 is really a useless number. You probably been better just keeping that energy up, bluffing a Espada, and forcing Andrew to over attack the Gecko Moria, or attack your life and just bluffing an interaction instead of attacking for 6. It feels like a waste when they just out combo a 5 with a 2. It feels like a waste to do that. And here he goes for 7. He takes that one too. And the big one, he takes the big one. So he should be at 2 life. Okay, so a 2 life. And he drew 2 Gecko Moria, so the game is not over by any means. 2 Gecko Moria means that he gets 2 blockers, and he gets to keep playing the game and he has a love being too. So he's at 2 life is good enough to survive, and he hasn't used the leader effect, which if he uses it right now, he's gonna be able to flip the board and maybe get enough tempo to finish the game. Andrew is leaving 4 energy up, saying I have a Blast Breath, Thunder Bagua, and another Blast Breath probably, or 2 Thunder Baguas. So that's a lot of combo power. He's not dying this turn for sure. He has a blocker too, so it's really hard for him to die. Attacks for 5, he blocks immediately. He doesn't want to waste any more 5Ks. Since he didn't have any 2Ks in hand, he gets to just... Yeah, okay, he bounces back to the hand, which is okay. You want to do that. You're okay if you're the purple player against that, because that's your draw engine. Every turn you get to play that one, draw 2 cards, and take some cards out of the opponent's hand. So that's great. That's right now, Andrew, it's really okay. The Mihawk is a little bit of a problem, but as long as there's not too many blockers, it should be fine. Or if he finds a king, that should be good enough to just seal the game, because he's gonna clear all the defense, and he could king, maybe burn and attack for 12 if the opponent is not careful enough. However, he is always keeping 2 energy up, so he is doing the smart thing. He's always representing Love Beam, even if he doesn't have it. Sometimes it's okay to do that, because he puts the opponent into a weird spot where you don't know exactly what you should do, or what the numbers should be here. He attacks for 6. Okay, he had a 2K. I think Andrew knew about that one, but I mean, he's not gonna use the energy if he doesn't have to. Right now, he's just trying to deplete the resources the opponent has. And this one is gonna eat the blocker, so it doesn't seem to have the king, which is it would be a good play here, but you know, you get to play a queen again, I guess. It's the silver lining here. The 10 drop goes after life, he gets blocked. And see, at one life, Kaido could die to the 8 drop, especially if he bounces back the queen. So you have to be careful not to tap out again, because that could just mean the game. And yeah, he drops one of the 8 drops, cards that he cannot combo with. Another nice thing about this deck is that excess, you don't have that many excess cards that you cannot combo with, because we're playing the 7 drop and we're playing this 6 drop, which also have combo power. So it gives us a little bit of more legency against the red decks, and you just have more combo powers that regular Kaido lists do not have. And you really only need the 10 drop to win the game. As long as they cannot deal with the 10 drop, you just can just chill behind the 1 that you have, and just keep drawing with your queen, keep drawing with your cards, and win based on that. Because you can win the game at any point. Like here, he burned the opponent because he saw the opportunity here. That it's just the game is gonna keep going for a couple of turns, and it's better if I just ramp back with my Thunder Bagua, which is I assume what he has on hand, and that's why he burned, because he wanted to use the energy that he's been given and put the opponent on, you better show me blockers every turn or you're gonna die. And that's what he's doing. He's showing some blockers. He has enough combo power to probably survive next turn, so he's not dying. And the end of the game has approached now, because the opponent used the leader effect a second time, the bounce leader effect a second time, and that means you're not gonna have too much energy to work with for the foreseeable future. So if you don't finish the game soon, you're gonna get out tempo. Although, to be fair, Kaido did use this -7, so you're in energy disparity. You're basically the same. But Kaido seems to have more defense at this point than the blue player has right now. Although the bigger board belongs to to Kaido, and he uses 2 corners to out combo the Mihawk. And again, he keeps a blocker, 2 energy up, and he has 1 life. So Andrew cannot really go for game here, because that's just too much defense. I don't think you can just willingly tap out and go for game. So he has to either go for board, try to survive one more turn, or he has to and play maybe the queen and get to draw a card, maybe keep 1 corner up and hope that that's enough to survive the next turn. And he's going after the board. So yeah, that's exactly the plan that he's going for. He's going to survive 1 more turn. He thinks he can do it, and he didn't get to clear the board, so he has to deal with 4 attackers. If these 4 attackers are managed correctly, he can absolutely win the game here. So the first thing that you should do, if this is the spot that you find yourself in, it's attack with the 9-drop, because the 9-drop will tell you how much combo power Andrew has. Are you going to use the Blast Breath and a 1k to survive that 1 attack? Then I have 3 more other. He has 6 energy. So if he attacks with the 9-drop and he out combos the 9-drop, then he has 3 more 7ks that he's probably not going to be able to out combo all 3 of them. And that would be the best play if he's trying to close the game here right now. And I think he should, and he has to, because he doesn't have enough. And again, 6k is not a number against Kaido. He's 6k, you can just out combo with 2k. So this attack is really bad. Again, the first attack he should have done was with the 10-drop. I mean, with the Mihawk, which is 9k. Although here Andrew out combo with 2 cards at 6k, so it's even worse. He doesn't know. He doesn't have enough. He doesn't have enough combo power right now. He doesn't have enough 2ks. So you can actually try to go for game, but see, 7k just gets rid of 1 Blast Breath, can rid of the 7k, and he doesn't have any more attackers anymore. So it's not possible to win the game at this point. So definitely he should have done the play that I was saying. He should have attacked with an Andrew first and then go for game. So Andrew has to win this turn. He's representing a Love Beam, but he doesn't have blockers anymore. So there's a number that he can hit where he can just kill him this turn. And I believe it should be, yeah, you could burn and just tell you, yeah, show me 10k, show me this number, and go for game. And do you have enough? 11k is too much, and yeah, he doesn't have enough. So that's how you win going with this deck. Again, you just play a 10-drop and sit behind the amount of counter power that you have. And again, blue is one of the worst matchups because they have blockers, infinite blockers. And as you saw there, the infinite blockers will give you a good matchup against Kaido, enough time to maybe kill them back. The regular other lists don't have enough. Alright, on to the next game. We have Kaido versus Kid. The 2 best decks in the format, probably, only rivaled by probably Law. That will be the 3 best decks in the format, and this is going to be a matchup that if you're going to Treasure Cup and you're playing one of these 2 decks, you're gonna probably see a lot of the same decks. You're gonna see this, maybe you see red, but I think red is not as powerful as either Law, Green, or Kaido. So it's good to have some insight as to what you should do in this matchup. Oops. The opponent shows his hand by accident, but I don't think Andrew saw any of that. The turn 1 Bunny, he's deciding to either search or not. He takes the life here, because again, the strategy going against any leader, we take the first few 1 or 2 life very freely, because either you're looking for the field spell if you don't have it, or you want to see more cards before you start comboing out. You don't want to combo with your queens early on because that's the only 5k that you have. You don't want to queen like over combo with your 2ks when you don't have to. So taking the first and second life is pretty free. And yeah, he doesn't have the field spell going second. He doesn't opt to play it. Regardless, this is a really good play into this deck because Black Maria, it acts as a blocker too. It's an attacker and a blocker. So turn 2 you play it. either the opponent plays around it, which is could be incorrect. I don't think any player, especially if you didn't play the field spell, they don't want to minus their energy just to block a 5k. So he's probably gonna take this one again, because it again, we just take. He saw the field spell out of the life, out of that take there. So that's why you want to do that. That's you don't ever want to just, you want to, if you're looking for that card, you take your life, and that's how you're gonna find the cards that you're missing for. And here he just plays the field spell, and he's able to play a blocker on top of that, keep one energy back for something else, and just go. So now we're on to the races. He probably wants to defend a little bit, because the next play, well, he doesn't get to do the 10 drop next turn. So he probably wants, if he attacks for 5, he's probably gonna use the Black Maria's effect to minus, because he doesn't get to 10 drop anyway, so he's okay with using that effect right now. Yeah, he gets to block this turn. Now you defend, because now you don't want to get overrun by, like, you don't want to get too behind if you're not gonna play the 10 drop next turn. But on to the next other turn, you don't want to be that low on life. So now you are going to defend, because you just want to protect your life enough to where playing the 10 drop is not gonna kill you. Here he has a Yamato. Yamato is a good card, but this is not the matchup for Yamato. And he has a Brachio Bomber and another field spell now. So he probably wants to either play a Queen, try to get rid of some of those dead cards, or he wants to wait for the Queen and play it after the 10 drop. And right now he maybe wants to do a Brachio Bomber, just eliminate a bit of a pressure out of the board, and set up your turn for next turn 10 drop. Let's see, he attacks for 5. The kid wants to defend this turn. I would say that's not that good. You do want to see some cards early game, but it depends on your hand. If your hand is already stacked, if he has all that you need to win the game, you don't really need to okay, so yeah, you don't really need to take the life, but taking the life usually is not as, just being at 3 is the perfect numbers against Kaido. Because at 2 you may die from like a 10 drop plus burn effect. At 3 you are never gonna die if they only have those 2 cards. So I would say you could take your life up to 3 life and then try to defend from there, because you don't want to be at 2 life against Kaido. He killed the Basil with the Brachio Bomber, which is a really good play. He just wants to eliminate some pressure. And again, I think he's trying to set up for next turn 10 drop Kaido. So here he's gonna use his blockers. Yeah, exactly what's gonna happen. And then Kid has to realize this is what's gonna happen, so he shouldn't play too much into it. And he doesn't, exactly. He just uses the leader effect, and he tells the opponent, are you gonna use that blocker? If you use that blocker, I will not. Okay, he takes the life, he goes to 2 life. It's a little bit scary going to 2 life against Kid if you play the 10 drop, but this is what it is. He should attack with the Yamato for 7 and force the blocker and force the action next turn. Don't leave in the option. Yeah, exactly. Okay, he uses the Black Maria. It's free to use the Black Maria here. So now Andrew has the option to play the 10 drop or play something else. If he can kill the Yamato and he can kill the other one, maybe it's not the best option to play the 10 drop. But then it's hard to play the 10 drop after that. And he attacks with the Black Maria first. He's attacking life or board. I don't know what he chose. There's 2 energy up, so he's representing Palm Gibson. So that's why he didn't attack with the leader first, because that's just free for them to use it and defend. And yeah, he drops the 10 drop. He's at 2 life, so he's not gonna die from the leader. And here the best thing that a Kid player can do is just rebuild. This is the time to drop the A drop, I think. But now he goes double attack with the kid, put your 1 life, and the leader has to go the extra mile, which I feel like it's not exactly correct. You had enough life to keep developing the board. Maybe he didn't have an A drop. I don't see an A drop or anything else. Maybe he didn't feel like that hand was good enough for him to win that way. So yeah, I mean that's not okay. If you don't have any other play, that's the only the 10 drop is the only play. Here I would play the Okiku, just so in case he plays a queen, you have an answer for the queen, and you're able to maybe kill them next turn because you put him at 0 life. So now Andrew has to defend every turn, and yeah, that's what happens. He plays the Okiku, he uses the leader to put out 0 life, and he's saying next turn you're gonna die if you tap out. So Andrew has to play very carefully here. He doesn't have the luxury to play a blocker anymore, unless he deals with the Okiku, which can happen. He can have a Brachio Bomber, and then he can have a blocker, but that wouldn't deal with the problem that is at hand, which is the leader doing double 12 attacks. So he needs to probably keep a lot of combo power up, and maybe play a 1-mana blocker, deal with the Kiku. There's a lot of things that need to happen here, but Andrew has a lot of cards in hand, and he probably wants to dig a little bit too. But again, he cannot tap out too low, because 2, I mean, I guess he could have a lot of combo power too for that, but he's counting how much combo power he needs, or how much he needs for the next turn. And playing a blocker is just bad against the Okiku. So I'm curious to see how he gets out of this one, if he does, because I haven't watched this matchup. So, but he told me that it was a good matchup, so I will commentate over it. And he played the queen. He got rid of some deck cards, and he's representing 2 energy. Best case scenario, he has 2 blast breath, and he can survive next, like if he goes all in. He's still forcing 1 energy into the Okiku to tap the blocker, but if he doesn't kill him next turn with 11-11, he will have lost the game, because the blockers will stay on board. He most likely will kill the Kiku, play another blocker, and survive. He attacked for 7 on the Kiku. That's a good number. So he's gonna do 10-10. 10 means a blast breath plus another card. If he has the blast breath, he opts for the Bagua and a 2k, and then he has to do 3 2ks, which he does have. And yeah, that's the power of this deck. You have a lot of combo power at the end of the game. So it's not like you're done with like a billion cards that are powerful, like late game Kings or Kaidos, 9-drop Kaidos, or like I've seen some decks just have like 7 cards in hand and they don't have any combo power, because that's the problem with playing too many bombs. You don't have anything to combo with, and that's the strain that we try to abuse out of this leader. The fact that you can tap out, be tapped out, and still have a lot of combo power. You still have to over combo a lot. Like he survived 2 10Ks here and a 7K out of the Kiku. That's a lot. And now he's going for game, I believe. Yes, he's going for game probably. And hard to believe he's not gonna get it, because here he gets to attack for 9. I believe 9. Yeah, actually 11. Burn alive, and then the last attack is gonna be for 15, and then that's really hard to outcombo. That's just not when you're tapped out. That's just really hard to outcombo. And yeah, this showcased the exact point that we made about the deck. Having a lot of combo power will win you games, and this is basically the scenario where it came to. It was a really good game, and yeah, thank you for watching. If you want to see more games, we're gonna be posting more deck lists, more a lot of deck that is coming up next, and thank you.